Hi, how are you doing? Hi, Nata. Let's begin with a brief introduction about you. Kindly introduce yourself to the people watching.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nata. I am a spiritual life coach and relationship coach, and I am focusing on manifestation and embodiment.
Okay, that's so nice. So let's begin with the very first question. So here we'll be discussing basically about life. My first question to you is, how can one love oneself to the fullest?
Wow, I love this question because there are, first of all, so many different approaches to self-love. And, self-love is not that classic, bubble baths and face masks and stuff like that, even though that has its place. What's much more important is the relationship that we have with ourselves, how we talk to ourselves, how we make decisions, if we set boundaries, if we hold and keep the boundaries that we set with others and with ourselves. So how can you fully love yourself is really a question of how can you treat yourself as someone you love. How do you treat someone you love? You treat the person with respect, with a lot of, with an open heart, with a lot of compassion and kindness, and you show that love depending on your love language, right? You show that love in different ways. You might cook for the person, you might help them out, you might just say some nice words to that person. You believe in the person, you want the best for that person. So take all of that and just direct it towards yourself. It's a relationship. You have a relationship with yourself too, and that needs to be cultivated and nurtured.
That is absolutely so right. In a way, you will treat the other person. That care you should give to yourself, and that is what self love literally means.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's consider that one believes in manifestation. Then, how can one practice their beliefs in order to turn them into actionable results and suitable energies related? So, some pointers for that.
Yeah. So manifestation is a very simple concept that goes very deep and can become very complex if we make it complex. So you said, how can we use the beliefs, to create tangible results in our lives? And it's really like, it's not so easy to just shift a belief in your mind, right? You have your beliefs that you have cultivated over years and years, and they have an effect on your life right now. Like everything you see is somehow a result of your belief. And, like maybe I believe that I'm able to have a beautiful house and now I have a beautiful house, right? Like I believe that I can create something and I created it. Everything that I did not do and do not have is also a reflection of my beliefs. But manifestation goes beyond the belief, because a belief or a mindset creates a certain energy, a certain vibration, a certain attitude to life, which is being reflected in your physical reality. So what I love to do, I instead of working with the mind, I love to work with the body and with the frequency and with embodiment. So it works in a way that you first identify what you want, your vision. You create a vision as elaborate as possible, as authentic as possible. And from that vision, you kind of reverse engineer and ask yourself the question, who would I be? Who am I living this reality? What is the version of myself that has all these things that I desire? And that means to identify the mindset, the work ethic, the attitude to life, the way you dress, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you think, all of those things. That's who you be when you have that. And when you got this, when you got that clarity, you begin to embody this. And you start with the practice of like 5 minutes in the morning, tune into that higher self, tune into that version of yourself, embody it, and like you breathe it, like feel that you're that person. And from that, you just like step into your day and try to hold that energy as long as possible. The more you practice embodiment, the more it's going to be reflected in your reality.
Definitely, so true. So, would you suggest that manifestation is related to meditation?
There are some parts that are definitely connected. Like, meditation, you can say it as call it focused attention, focused intention. So yeah, in this way, definitely call it meditation if you like meditate, focus on the version of who you want to be.
Yeah, just focus on the vision. Imagine to be the person how you want to live, and you will definitely got this.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, do you think one needs to feel motivated in order to live and enjoy each and every moment of life? What's your take on this? Should we force ourselves into it, or how to go about it?
Yeah, so everything that's force, it's like a big no-go in my opinion. Because like that forcing, like I don't remember, I think it was who was it who said it? I think it was Eckhart Tolle, and I have read also like somewhere else that like if you are really like rejecting something, the more you reject something, the more you become that. And that, forcing yourself into motivation, into feeling good, into enjoying life, it's you like also actively reject all your bad feelings, your bad emotions. And they're just like, the more you reject them, the more they just like get into your system and they don't get released. And also it's like fake happiness in a way if you have to sacrifice your negative feelings. Where like we live in this world, we live in the world of contrast, we live in the world of so much good and so much bad. And just being a part of this world, we are meant to be to experience the whole spectrum of emotions and feelings. And the bad days are just as valuable as the good days. And so it's really a matter of how do you welcome the bad days? How do you transform these hard feelings? Can you allow yourself to be with the hard feelings? Can you alchemize them into medicine, into a lesson, into something that's like distilling the negative emotion, basically, without attaching stories to that, without making it mean anything about who you are or how your life is, and then gently getting out of it and moving forward. And also practice a lot of gratitude, because when you feel grateful for something, it's really hard to feel bad. Like these emotions cannot exist at the same time. So when you're grateful, you also cultivate a lot more of that joy in the present moment, because every single moment you have a lot to be grateful for. And so yeah, I would not force myself or anybody to feel good. It's really a little bit toxic even.
Exactly, it is. So, how can one actually avoid the manifestation which works oppositely? For example, if we are thinking negative continuously, we don't want to attract negative things in life, right? So, how to overcome that?
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, you're asking very deep questions, because it's like not so simple. That's how you do it. Because, manifestation is also when you embody something, when you have a lot of that frequency, it's going to manifest, right? But then you think, oh, I have one day where I'm happy, or one day when I practice something, and that's going to manifest. But you forget that there's so much like lag time between what you do, or like what you manifest, and that coming into reality. So if you have been negative for a long time, you can expect that it's going to take a while, until that negativity stops manifesting. And so how can you stop manifesting? It's just basically, it's a lot of faith in your ability to manifest good things. It's a lot of inner work of like getting rid of these negative beliefs, negative thinking patterns. And you do that not only by working on the mindset, but also by doing things you love. The more you do things you love, the more you like give from your heart, the more you live from your heart, the more you just like automatically expand. The more you just like, the more happy you are, the more aligned and fulfilled and purposeful you are in your day to day, the better your life is going to be. And then you don't necessarily need to practice manifestation. because you just live your life the way you want.
Right. Just have all the faith and live with your heart. That works the best.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's come to finding your soulmate and the love of your life for those who haven't yet. So, how to figure out a path for it?
Yeah, that's a beautiful question. And there is, like if we talk about manifestation and embodiment, this is also, it plays a huge role. If you want a conscious partner, if you want a partner who is very much in alignment with your values, it's very similar to the regular manifestation process that I described. You have to understand what kind of partner you want. Okay, let's talk about a woman wanting a man, right? Like, what man do you want? What qualities did he have? How does he behave? How does he react? How does he move through hard feelings? How is he in arguments? But what are his hobbies? Like, what is he passionate about? All of this kind of like, write it in your journal, create that version, that man, right? How does he love? All of that. And also ask yourself, what kind of woman would a man like that want? Right? Would a man like that want a woman who's laying on the couch all day and watches Netflix and goes to university and that's her life? Or does he want a woman who is connected to her femininity, who does things that light her up, So it's also a lot about who do you want to become? It's about that, about the ideal version of yourself. It's about the intention and sitting with the intention and the longing for that partnership, not being needy in a way that, oh, I need it. And without that love and partnership, I can't live or I won't be happy. No, you cultivate your own happiness and you sit with a longing of deeply wanting to be with that kind of man, and you become an invitation. You become the embodied invitation for that deep love. And through enjoying your life, through lighting up, through doing all that inner work and being present with your longing, then that's how you're able to attract that partner. And that's like the energetic kind of thing. In reality, it translates into your habits, into your passions, into the things that you want to do on a daily basis. It translates into going places where these men could be, but going there not necessarily with the intention of like meeting a man like that, but more with the intention of fulfillment, to go to that meditation class because you really want to learn that meditation practice or yoga, or go to a workshop, conscious partnership or whatever, like go to these places because you want to be there, but also be open to meet somebody. So there are like a lot of things that you can drop into that.
That was so like the words which are flowing are so peaceful, and the way you explained it was really amazing in terms of how to believe and how to make your dreams come into reality of what kind of person you are looking for as a partner. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah. So it's time for you to throw some light on your upcoming programs or consultation calls, if any, which can be beneficial for the people listening to this.
Thank you. So right now, actually, I'm working on a project on a new program, which I'm not going to reveal the name yet because it's not public yet, but it is all about embodying love, becoming the invitation for your deep love to either deepen your existing relationship and creating polarity and excitement and all of that inside your current relationship, and using your relationship as your biggest and deepest spiritual practice, or manifesting a conscious partner and going through that journey of becoming your higher self and going through that journey into attracting your life partner. That's what I do right now. That's what's coming up. And I'm currently open to take consultation calls for people who would love to do this work one-on-one.
That is really amazing. I will drop the links in the description below for the people to check it out. Thank you so much, Nata, for coming here. Just last question I want to ask you. What is love according to you? Like, what is deep love according to you?
What is deep love? It's loving from the depth of your heart, being open, and really like living in devotion to love, being an embodiment of love for me is that softness, that warmth, that love that's all encompassing. And it's being in connection with Creator.
Exactly. The way you answered this question with love really proves it. Okay. So thank you so much for coming here. How did you like me as an interviewer? How did you find this interview?
It was lovely. I love the questions very, very much. You have beautiful questions. They sound so simple and clear, but they go very deep. And that's definitely a talent to be able to ask good questions.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming here. It was wonderful talking to you, and we got to learn so much, and it was very insightful. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.